What is up, everybody? I'm going to show you a clip in just a second, and then after, I just want you to take a moment to absolutely respect how insane kick streamers can be.
Can I get number 4? Huh? Medium.
Now what you just witnessed is the man on your screen here, a IRL kick streamer. His name is Sweater GXD, and he just took money out of a tip jar to pay for what I believe to be a chicken sandwich with cheese. Now doing things like this is not exactly new. People do this all the time. People steal all the time. People are bad most of the time. But not a lot of people stream it, and I'm not saying this is something that is exclusive to Kick. People on Twitch are just as psychotic, and usually they get banned for it, depending on the case and the severity of it. But before we go further into this video, can we at least agree on a simple premise that even though this does happen on Twitch, it happens a lot more on Kick? I mean, a lot more psycho behavior, ghoulish, goblin mode behavior happens on Kick. I mean, you have really controversial streamers on there like Aiden Ross, Ice Poseidon, Johnny Somali, right? And now even Forsen. I'm just kidding about that. But Nick Merckx did join. He's on the Kick family now. Look at that. Little cutie, right? Now, I'm not going to go into each thing that these streamers did or that they're going to do or what I think of them, right? They're controversial. They get a lot of views. That's what they do. And it's actually really ingenious coming from Kick if I really think about it, because it's based around stake, right? We've heard this before. Gambling, blah, blah, blah. Personally, I don't really care about the morality of it. If you're an adult and you want to gamble, you should gamble. Go off, queen. Live your best life. And normally I would go forward and explain and try to emphasize that the community is not a reflection of, minority situations like this. But in Kick's situation, this is the exact audience they're trying to attract, right? They want degenerate people. They want people that are, addicted to these ghoulish behaviors, because these people tend to have the same tendencies as a gambler. And like I said, I'm not here to start a moral war, right? I don't care if you use the service. I don't care if you stream on it. I don't care if you watch on it or if you check one of these streamers out. Hats off to you. I hope you are enjoying your best life. If you want to gamble too, if you want to gamble every bit of money you have, toilet it, baby girl. Flush that drain. Let's watch it go down together. In fact, I would even go as far to say that I actually enjoy the free speech aspect of Kick. I think it's kind of interesting. You have this platform, right? And you can kind of just stream or do whatever you want. And what I'm going to get into, hopefully within limits, right? You can't stream a murder. You can't stream a full-blown robbery or, some crazy shit like that. But you can, film your cringe pranks, right? I'm not into it, but I like to know that there's a platform that allows, a very loose restriction on what's required and guidelines, right? They're not afraid of an ad agency. I kind of like that thought. However, there has to be a line, right? There has to be some kind of line. Otherwise, we live in a world of anarchy. I mean, we're living in a modern civilization where there are rules to things, and you can't do certain things. It's just not how the rules work. So there has to be a line. And where do you draw that, right? I don't know. Let's say stealing on camera or, hurting people on camera for others to see. I think that's a good place to start at least, right? Because the problem is, if we don't draw a line or we don't create some kind of framework of at least hey, you can't do that, right? Then you end up in this world of anarchy. You end up in a world where there are no rules. And for a lot of people disagreeing with that statement, well, you're 14 and you don't understand the world yet. So trust me when I say you're going to want rules to some degree. I mean, here's the thing. If they don't draw a line, at least I found a home for Sniper Wolf and her new doxing career because, oh, wait, YouTube actually allows that. Never mind. And like I said, it's not all bad, right? I think Kick is really interesting. I think it's a neat idea to have this free speech platform that basically, allows you to do and say whatever you want. It kind of has this like grassroots approach to the internet. Do you remember when you, like on YouTube, for example, you just used to be some random dude or dudette that hit record and unleash years of child trauma on the world and all your fucked up ideas on the rest of the world? It's become a lot more like production based and a lot more, cinematic, but that's what I like about Kick. It's very homegrown in the sense that they're trying to get these new streamers, new people, and just average people to just hit record and off they go, spewing all their crazy shit on the world. It really goes back to what I think content creation is really all about, right? It used to be, you want to go see something cinematic, go see a movie. If you want to watch somebody devolve into madness in front of you, go to YouTube, right? That's what I'm doing in front of you right now. I hit record and then I just spew whatever's on my mind because I have an attention problem. But unfortunately, I think the problem lies with, the bigger, giant, popular streamers on Kick right now, right? Because they go on, they're obviously controversial, they do a lot of crazy shit for views, and what happens is it racks up a lot of views, and it also racks up a lot of attention from other streamers. Because that's what this business is ultimately, right? It's competition, and sure, it sounds laughable to call somebody with 500 subscribers versus a billion subscribers competition, but that's still what it is, no matter the scale. And you want to see what that competition is doing to better yourself and make your content better so you can have billions of views. You want to be competitive in the space, so what do I have to do to get there? So that's what happens. You basically have a slew of smaller creators watching these bigger creators do controversial things and getting tons of views, so what do they have to do in return? In Kick's case, they have to do controversial stuff, right? They have to do something, but they can't do just what the other streamer's doing. They have to do it better. They have to do it bigger. They have to do something more crazier than the last to get noticed because people already seen the previous stuff. They want to see new stuff. So, this streamer, jokes about stealing. This streamer's gonna steal, just to get the views. That's how we end up with these crazier and crazier clips, right? Like the one you just saw with Sweater GXD. That's how we get clips like Johnny Somali. It's because people are constantly in this cycle to one-up each other, because when you have a dream, when you want to be noticed, when you have an attention problem, you will do whatever it takes sometimes to get noticed. Ask any big streamer, ask any content creator, would you do anything to get where you are? A lot of them would say yes. I guarantee you, at least a lot of them would go much further out of the norm to get where they're at. And that's what happens, right? You have this constant rotating psycho ghoulish goblin behavior because somebody wants to be bigger than the last. Not to mention the amount of online pressure that these people endure, right? You have an audience that you've accrued of crazy 14-year-olds that are constantly pushing you for something more, something greater, something more to keep me busy at lunch period, right? And they do it because they don't want to lose the financial stability. They don't want to lose the eye of the public, so they have to do something crazier to keep upping themselves and get an additional 1,000 viewers on their stream. Now, the question comes down to accountability, right? I mean, who do you hold responsible, right? I'm not the moral arbiter. I'm not going to tell you who I think is at fault, or who I even care is at fault. Is it the streamer for being the way that they are? No, because they're just trying to get the job done. Now, is it the company for not, mitigating this and, sanctioning this in some way? I don't know. I mean, they're just trying to make money, right? And this is a great way to get views, and they're doing exactly what a business does. And that's what I'm trying to say is it's this constant cat and mouse of, okay, well, the streamer is being crazy, but it's only being as crazy as the platform allows them to be, which is kind of something I tell my wife, right? I am a pig. I am a pig. I'm a man and I'm a pig. I have ultimate pig-tential, right? I will be as much of a pig as you allow me to be. So that's what I think Kick needs to do, right? They need to draw some kind of line. It doesn't have to be a massive one. It doesn't, people can still drop their crazy, controversial, free speech takes, right? But you have to draw it somewhere, because we live in a society, right? We live in a society where you just can't do some of this stuff. It's simply not okay. Overall, like I said, I think Kick foundationally is a fantastic idea. I love this ideology of free speech. They literally took the blackjack and hookers theme and just absolutely ran with it and made it viral. This is definitely like the Las Vegas of streaming platforms. Ultimately, I think a line just needs to be drawn. Doesn't have to be a big one. Doesn't have to be a massive line. Still keep the same foundation, but just some kind. Because you don't want to end up in a world where you see wacky headlines like kick streamer goes on murder spree for internet clout, or the opposite of kick streamer, gets shot on stream for internet clout. You don't want to live in that world. Trust me, I don't think you do. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I appreciate you.